Welcome back to my channel Lomzy Sews. In today's sewing tutorial, I'll be showing you how to cut and sew this Kaftan Bubu gown. It's a very simple Bubu gown style. So I'm going to show you how to make it with the built-up neckline and the pleats on the shoulder, the whatever on the shoulder. To make this, I'm going to use 4 yards of lace fabric. This lace is a dry lace. You can use any type of lace you want to. Because this fabric is a white fabric, I'm going to be drafting on my pattern paper. So first thing I like to do is to square out a line. This line is the line that your shoulder will start from. We'll start all the vertical measurement. So first I'm going to take shoulder to the armhole and also shoulder to the waistline and shoulder to the hip line. So I'll go ahead and square this line out and I'm going to draw it out. Next, I'm going to mark the shoulder width. So shoulder divided by 2 in my own case is 8.5 inches. I'm going to mark it and square it down to the armhole line. And next, I'm going to mark the shoulder drop of 1.5 inches. And I'll also divide the armhole line by 2. I will tell you what you're going to use that for. Next, I'm going to mark 3 inches for the neck width. And I'm going to connect this like this. Then on the armhole length, which is the chest line, I'm going to divide the bust divided by 4 plus ½ inch is. Also on the waistline, I'm going to mark waist divided by 4 plus 1 inch for that and ½ inch for ease. I'll go ahead and mark that. On the hip line, I'm going to mark hip divided by 4 plus ½ inch is. I'll scale that down to the hemline. So from the hip line straight down to the hemline. I'll go ahead and connect the waistline like this and waistline to the armhole line like so. Back to the armhole, I'm going to mark the curve, armhole curve. So I'm coming in here ½ inch for the front. So I'm going to connect this like this for the back and connect this for the front. So here I'm connecting the back first. I'm going to connect the front to the ½ inch I came in like so. So this is the back as I'm marking it now. Next, I'm going to mark the neck depth of 1 inch for the back. For the front, I'm going to I marked this 9 inches, but I'm going to drop it down to the chest line. So here I'm marking the final neck depth of 4 inches. I'll connect the back neck depth like neck width like this. Also connect the front, but I'm going to drop this down further. You can drop it as low as to your under bust, as low as you want it. So I'm just coming down to the chest line and I'm going to connect it back to the neckline like so. You can decide to come down a little bit, like 1 more inch. So I'm going to divide the shoulder by 2. And also I'm going to mark the bust pan. So bust pan, your bust pan divided by 2, you're going to mark this and connect this all the way to the hemline. So I'm coming down 1 inch here. I'll mark this line all the way down. I came down by 1 inch for the bust point. So I'm going to mark that width of 1 inch, so ½ inch on both sides. I'll come down 5.5 inches on the hip line and connect the dart legs like this. I'll also connect this straight to the shoulder. So we are going to have 2 panels, one for the front and one for the side. So I'll go ahead and cut this out. First, I'm going to cut out the front and then I'll cut out the back and then cut out the front. Here I'm marking where I'm placing the pocket, which is 10 inches from my armhole line. So I'll go ahead and cut the back first. Remember to increase the length. So you increase it, you take it from the beginning when you get to your fabric and measure it down to the length of the dress. Mine is 65 inches. So I'll go ahead and separate this to be the two panels that it's supposed to be. Right now I have gone ahead to cut out this on my fabric, and this is for the back, and I have increased the length to 65 inches. I left half inch for the zipper allowance. Make sure to watch to see what I'm going to do to the waistline of the back. So I'm just trying to cut this open. So this is the back. I'm going to notch this here like this. And on that back we are going to come in 1 inch to make a dart. This is so that your zipper will relax properly. If you don't want to do this, you can as well use it. It's a simple kaftan dress, so you can decide not to do this, but I want mine to fit perfectly. So I'll go ahead and cut out the neckline for the front. Remember, we just cut the back, so this is for the front. I'm going to go ahead and cut this on fold. And for the strap on the neckline, I've cut out a long strip which measures in width 8 inches and length is double your dress length. So if I fold it into two, it's going to give me 4 inches. So I've gone ahead to add zipper to the back. As you can see, I closed like 3 inches and started adding the zipper. For the front side seam, I've also added the side pocket, as you can see. So next thing for us to sew now is the shoulders. I'm going to place right side facing together like this, and I'm going to sew the shoulder of the first panel. You sew the first panel like this. Also bring the side panel, the front and the back, right side facing together, and you sew the shoulder. So you're just sewing the shoulder of the two panels. Place it like this and sew ½ inch away. So this is it after sewing it. So next I'm going to place this panel on the side seam like this. So you go ahead and place it. You can decide to pin it down first or whatever, or you can decide to sew it first so that it will align properly, and then you place the second one. So whatever you decide to do after pinning down or sewing the panel, you're going to sandwich it with the side seam. So you go ahead and place it on them like that and sew it. I'll go ahead and do that on my machine and show you the next thing to do. So this is it after sewing it. As you can see, it's coming out nicely. So next thing you're going to do is to hem the lower part. You're going to fold it into two. I might change my mind and add lace edges to mine, but you go ahead and hem it however you want to do it. So next we are going to go to the sleeve. For me to cut the sleeve, I'm going to take the measurement of the armhole of the sleeve. So go ahead and take round from the front back to the back of the sleeve. Whatever you have, that's what you're going to use to cut the sleeve. So here I have my fabric. I'm going to fold it into 4 and take the length of the sleeve and come down 5 inches for the sleeve cap. So the width of the sleeve is what I got from the sleeve. I'll just go ahead. I know you guys can see this, so I have a tutorial on how to make a basic sleeve. Maybe I'll drop that in the description section. So I'll go ahead and connect this. This is why I didn't want to draw on my fabric. So I'll just go ahead and cut out the sleeve head like this. And for the lower side of the sleeve, you take round your elbow, whatever that is, add 1 inch to that, and you're going to cut this out like so. Next, I'm going to join this to the dress. So I'm going to place it on the armhole like that and sew it. Just place it and sew it. After sewing this, we're going over to the neckline. So the main thing, so I'm going to take round the neckline like this. Whatever I have, I'm going to use it to make the v-neck for the front. So what I got there, I'm going to use it to make this. So I'm going to fold this into two also and take the measurement of whatever I got. Remember, you can go down lower than mine. So after cutting it like this, you're going to cut the side. Just cut it like you're making a V. You cut it like this, as you can see. Next, I'm going to open this like so and place it right side facing together, and I'm going to sew it in the middle. So you go ahead and sew it in the middle like this, the center front. You can decide to sew it like 2 inches or 3 inches. It depends on how wide or how long your v-neck is. So I'm going to sew it in the center. After sewing it, this is it. After sewing it, can you see? Then you open it out like this. You should have a very nice built up neckline. So you see the color looking very nice. It's a nice built color. So next is for me to add this to the kaftan dress. I'm going to get this and place this on the neckline. Oh my word, today. Okay, so guys, I'm going to place this on the neckline and sew it. After sewing this, I'll show you guys the finished look. So this is it. This is the final look. Can you see how beautiful the neckline, the built up collar is looking? Make sure to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. If you learned any new thing, drop it in the comment section. If you try it out and it came out nice, remember to drop that in the comment section. I'll see you guys in my next